am so excited to bring this video to you all because this is something that I really liked since I started living alone. But this time we are looking for an apartment together for the first time, and this is what makes this video extra special. So let's get started. But before I start with it, I want to share that this whole process has been such a learning experience for me, and I want to share my learnings with you all through this video so that it's a little helpful if you're moving to a different country or if you are just moving to a new apartment. So all the things that we considered, I will just put everything down so that I can give a little details about all the factors that we considered before moving out, and hope it helps you. I will be showing you all the apartments that we viewed. There were a total of 10 apartments that we viewed, and also I'm going to reveal the final apartment that we chose. So stay tuned and let's get started now. So since we have moved to a different country, we were living in a service apartment for the past 1 month, and we chose to live in the city because it helped us explore the areas in the city and help us decide better on what area we need to move into. Living in a service apartment is quite helpful, and you can always continue living in the same apartment building if you like it. But if you don't like it for some reason, you can always start looking for places well in advance and finally make that decision if you want to continue living in the same apartment building or if you want to move out. The things that I do not like about the current apartment or would not prefer in an apartment that I'm living in is that it has no views, like no views. When you open the window, it's just a building in front of you. There is no natural light that comes in the apartment, and when you're inside the apartment, you're just unaware of what is going on in the world, and it's like you're not aware if it's raining outside or it's nice weather to go outside or it's gloomy. I just prefer living in a place where you actually can see what's happening outside and you just don't have to step outside your home to get that feel of the outside world. So that was one important factor, and I think if you're living in this city, unless you're on the higher floors, it gets a little difficult to get that open sort of a view. It's always a building in front of you or multiple buildings in front of you. So that was the most important point that we were looking for. Apart from that, I think this apartment was really nice and there are a lot of memories that I'm gonna miss. But moving on to better things, here are some factors that you need to consider if you're moving to a new apartment. So the first point is whether it's a renovated apartment that you're moving into, whether it's a new building or an old construction, then whether there is a construction going on around that building because that might be a disturbance for you, and then if the apartment has a carpeted floor or a wooden floor, because I think for me personally, I do not like the carpeted floors at all because it's extra maintenance and you have to keep the carpet clean all the time, and it's quite a difficult task to clean the carpet as compared to the wooden floors. So it's just on your preference. I do not prefer carpeted floors, and in our current apartment we had carpeted bedroom floor, which was another downside of it. But since it was a serviced apartment, we did not get to clean the carpet even once. But if it's your home, obviously you want to keep it clean, and cleaning a carpeted area, which is like if the entire apartment is carpeted, it's like a huge task. So it's a big no-no for me, basically. Then what are the amenities that you're looking for if you want your apartment to be fully furnished, or if you want it like the basic appliances should be there, if you want to have the preference of what appliances you need. Like for us, it was the dishwasher and it was the in-unit washer dryer, because these are two things that we really wanted to have within the apartment. It's like a lot of help. Then if you have any floor preference, if you want to live on the first floor or if you want to live on the higher floors, for me it was the higher floors because it has a good view. It has like the open space view, which you do not get on the lower floors. But I wouldn't say this was non-negotiable for me. It was totally fine if you get a nice apartment on the lower floors. but you can consider this factor as well. Now, when to start looking for an apartment? So we started looking for an apartment just a week later when we arrived in the city, and you should also take like a month or 2 months for searching for the apartment, because it takes a lot to view the apartment, and then sometimes it's not available on the dates you are planning to move, so it gets a little difficult. So plan in advance. And we had this rough date in our mind. We wanted to move before December, or like during the start of December, so that we don't move in the extreme winter months, and it gets a little bit difficult to do all the shifting and then getting new things and everything. So we had a rough timeline, and that's the reason we started looking for apartments that early on. So while looking for apartments, we had a lot of virtual tours. There were a lot of websites that we considered, like apartments.com. It has all the apartment buildings listed, the apartments that are available, what are the prices for those units. So you can always refer to the virtual tours to get an idea of how the apartment looks like, and if you really like it, you can book the appointment online and have a physical in-person tour of the apartment. So that's the process that we followed. One thing is, if you book an appointment, be there on time. Next is the location. So we are currently living in the city, and we wanted to continue living in the city, but not in the city. So it should be in very close proximity to the city, but not in the city. Currently we do get the noise disturbance because it's right in the city. But if you are planning to move into a city and you want to live there, you would definitely need that peace, so that you feel a little homely in your home. Moving to the next point, money. So money is a relative factor, but it's always better to have 3 months of rent in advance when you're moving into a new apartment, because that might go into your security deposit as well as the rent of the month that you're moving in. So if you're new to the country, your credit history is a very important factor for deciding your security deposit amount. If you're new, you might not have the credit history of your bank account, and that might increase your security deposit from 2 months to whatever amount the apartment building management decides for you. And talking about money, there are also a few more factors that you can consider. So one is the application fees that you need to pay when you're applying for the apartment. That can range from $50 to around $100. Next is the security that we have already mentioned. Then comes the reservation fee. So to take the apartment off the market and put it for you, they may charge you a reservation fee. And if you get approved, then this reservation fee gets adjusted in your security deposit. Next comes your income. So your monthly salary should be at least 3 times of your monthly rent. And if you're coming through a guarantor, then your guarantor's monthly salary should be 5 times of your monthly rent. A few documents that you would require as soon as you get approved, so you can maybe keep them ready before you are applying for the apartment, so that you don't delay the process. And those documents include your employment letter, if you have a social security number, then your scanned signatures, that your ID proof, and that ID proof should be a government issued ID. So coming to our preference for the apartment, we were looking for a 1 BHK that is enough for 2 people, and then it should be well connected to the city. You should have cafes, restaurants, grocery stores at a walking distance from the apartment. Then our budget was around $2,000, the less the better, but we were okay with $100 more if we really like the place. We would love an apartment if it had like an open space, like a patio or a balcony. The apartment should get like natural light, like some natural light. So I think the most important of all of these was the apartment should have a homely vibe. So as soon as you enter the apartment, it's the vibe of the apartment that gets everything in place. And I think if the apartment is not having that homely vibe, you would not like to be in that space, and that was the most important part. Alright, so the first apartment that we viewed was far away from where we are currently living. As you enter, you have the kitchen on the right, and it's an open kitchen setup. Then you have a little shoe rack and a coat closet on your left, and then you move ahead and get into the living area. It has huge windows and ample light that's coming in. Also, you can see the island of the island kitchen. It has the in-unit washer dryer, which is in the kitchen as well. And the washroom is really big, and it has both tub and the shower area. The room had enough space. And a walk-in wardrobe, which is always great. But sadly, this apartment was not available till the end of January next year, which was like 2 months later to the date that we were deciding to move in. So we just had to let it go. Next apartment that we viewed was priced at $2745. This apartment had an island kitchen setup with huge ass windows. The view was amazing. You would feel like you're actually living outside, if that makes sense. I just love it outside. Anyway, moving to the bedroom, it had ample space to fit in the bed, the dresser, etc. with again floor to ceiling windows, a little washroom which did not have the tub, but it's totally fine as well. This apartment, and the view from it was so mesmerizing, but we had to let it go because it was way too higher from the budget that we were considering, and also the fact that we have to pay on and above the price of the apartment's rent, the water, the electricity, everything. So it would be costing us around $3,000 or even more. It depends on the usage of the electricity and if we are also using the parking at some point. So it's another addition to the monthly charges that we have to bear. So we just had to let it go. The next apartment was priced at $2425. The apartment's location was also very nice. It had an island kitchen, a huge living area with a very nice view. This apartment was a 2-bedroom, or you can say a 1-bedroom with a den area. So this den area could be used for different purpose, but the washroom was all white, which is really nice, and I love it when the washroom is all white. The room had ample space with an attached wardrobe. It was not a walk-in wardrobe though. So this is a small den which can also serve as a home office or another bedroom. I just thought it was way too much of a space for 2 people, and also because we have just moved here, so we don't have too much of stuff, so it would be like a wastage of space as well as money. So it just did not happen. The 4th apartment we saw was priced at $1995. This apartment has such a cozy vibe, a tiny kitchen area that is enough for 2 people. Everything you see was included in the apartment, and it was in the model unit, but all the appliances, the furniture, everything was included. It was also having a small sit-out area. And then this little washroom with a tub, and the bedroom with an outside deck as well. The only downside for this apartment was that it did not have the in-unit washer dryer, which was like a non-negotiable for us, and also the closet space was not too big or enough for both of our clothes as well as the other things. So this was another apartment in a good location near the city center area, and also was well within our budget. It had a gallery style kitchen and a small deck as well. Although the view was not very pleasing, I honestly did not feel it would work, and the washroom had a small shower area. Nothing fancy, just the normal vanity and in-unit washer dryer as well. The bedroom had a carpeted floor, so it just did not work for us. Next up is the sixth apartment that was priced at $2150, and this apartment had such a homely vibe. A nice white marble island kitchen, in-unit washer dryer. It was a newly renovated apartment, so the newness was there, and the apartment was on the first floor and it was surrounded by trees, had a patio, and I just loved it here. The washroom was okay, it was just normal, nothing fancy, but they managed to fit in a tub in that, which was really nice. And the room had a walk-in wardrobe, which was huge. And the bedroom was spacious as well, so we applied for this apartment, and I don't know, we just were submitting our final application and it was gone. Somebody else applied for it and they got it maybe, but we didn't get it. So the seventh apartment was priced at $2,300, and with the offer going on we could get it for like $2,200. This unit was all carpeted, had the view of the building in front. The kitchen was not having anything exciting, and the brown cabinets just did not work for us, although it had in-unit washer dryer and other facilities. I just knew that it was not it. The next apartment was priced at $2,200 again and had this gallery style kitchen with a lot of storage, like a lot of storage. Had an amazing view with floor to ceiling windows. Just loved this unit for that view. The bedroom again had the same setup with the same view. The structuring for this apartment was a little weird though. The wardrobe was all open and there was no door, so that would leave our clothes and everything always exposed, and also pressure of having everything right in place. It's too much of a pressure, and there would be no closet cleaning sort of a day because it would be like an everyday task for us. The washroom had a tub and was okay. I like the tiles but always prefer white over it. The washer dryer was in the bedroom. I mean, how will it be something that anybody would like? Like, why would you put a washer dryer in the bedroom? I just loved the view but just didn't go with it. The next apartment we saw was priced at $1,900. There was some offer going on where we got like 2 months of free rent if we are getting a lease for 18 months. So the approach to this apartment was not very pleasing. It had the island kitchen setup, which I really love. It had ample storage space. I just love it when they have good storage in the kitchen. It's so useful. The dishwasher, stove, oven, microwave, all the necessary appliances, the in-unit washer dryer, a small study area. I mean, it had everything as far as the appliances are concerned, but the view was something which did not work for us. It was again the view of the building in front. was again all carpeted. Overall, just did not go with this one. And now it's time for the final reveal for the apartment that we finally chose and got approved for, and also the apartment that we have been waiting for all this time. So this apartment was priced at 1998, which was so into our budget, and the location was perfect. I cannot disclose it though, but this unit was a renovated one with every appliance brand new. So we would be the first one using those. The kitchen was nicely set up with white cabinets and grey accents, grey countertop, and a separate pantry space. I mean, who doesn't like it? The washer dryer was at the entrance, which separated the bedroom and the living area from the noise if it's an issue. Thankfully it's new, so it might not have that much of noise. Had this huge coat closet at the entrance, big enough to fit for both of us. The living space was huge and so much natural light coming in. The apartment had this white and grey theme going on, which I really loved. Washroom had this huge vanity and a big tub. There was also some storage space below the basin. The best part was this closet inside the washroom. So useful. I really loved how thoughtfully the storage space was designed for this place. The bedroom was hands down the most spacious amongst all the apartments we saw. An attached walk-in wardrobe, which was again very huge. The apartment had a hardwood floor throughout, and the best part, it had a patio attached to the room. The view was so open, no blockage whatsoever, a homely feeling. I can easily imagine myself having tea in the evening on the patio and just And that brings us to the end of this video. Hope you like it, and there will be moving vlogs coming up soon, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. I will see you in my next vlog. Bye now.